The Buffalo Bills fall short 33-30 to the Denver Broncos. Amid the game, Coach McDermott fired. Welcome to Buffalo Against the World.
This is Buffalo Against the World Sports Talk with Kulu
Cuzin Brad.
Bills Mafia. It's our time.
Act like you know, baby.
Act like you know.
Welcome in everyone to the second edition today of Buffalo Against the World, the official show. We had some breaking news earlier with the firing of Coach McDermott. So Cousin Brad and me, we did something a little different. We came on a little bit earlier today on this snowy Monday in Buffalo, New York. A lot going on. Cousin Brad, can you just give us an update going around the league as to the scores as we normally do on our show?
I can't. I don't have my phone with me here. There was some technical difficulties, but I'll let you know the 49ers lost, so they won't be going. The Seahawks won, the Patriots won, and the Rams won. And unfortunately, the Broncos won. So they will be your final four. Packers defensive coordinator is looking at the Miami job to be their head coach. And big news today, Sean McDermott has been relieved of his duties as Buffalo Bills head coach. We talked about this earlier today. Go ahead, I'll let you start it off.
Yeah, just a quick rundown of the scores. The Rams overcame the Bears. Oh, we're going to get into that. 20-17. The CJ Stroud was just terrible. 16-28. The Patriots going to the AFC Championships. It's the first time since Tom Brady. 49ers fall to the Seahawks 41-6, and of course the Bills fall to the Broncos 33-30. Oh man. Tough loss, Cuzzo Brad. You know, we came on the show. We really didn't address the game too much, but we definitely know the results. You know, and the results was heartbreak. Another year of heartbreak for the Buffalo Bills in their season-ending game,
The playoffs.
playoff-ending game. Tough loss. Josh Allen was crying after the game. Deion Dawkins crying, Brandon Cooks crying. You know, it's a long season, and I think we need to take time to talk about that. You know, the wear and tear. Guys like Josh Allen, who gets hit often, just about every game. The wear and tear of a season, and how it comes to an end, and how it came to an end. Many people are talking about the 5 turnovers. National media is going with that narrative. Hey, you turned the ball over 5 times, expect to lose a game. That's absolutely true. That's valid. But when you still have a chance to win that game, and it's stripped from you in the fashion that it was stripped from you, that hurts even more when all you really had to do was another play. And you go ahead and you get a go-ahead kick to win this game. And we're in the AFC Championships facing the New England Patriots. So we're talking a whole different story. And here we are once again, another season in a row, another season, Cuzzo Brad, where a controversial call caused the Bills an opportunity. We had the tush push last year, which according to the virtual spot, Josh Allen got the first down. It was ruled against Buffalo. They changed the rule for that. We know some seasons before that, the overtime rule was changed due to Josh Allen not getting an opportunity to go down there and score. So that changed overtime rules to where both teams now have an opportunity to score. So I'm hoping that this will be another rule that will be changed, especially after seeing this, Cuzzo. This really shows the inconsistency when it comes to officiating in the NFL. As we saw what happened with Brandon Cooks and the referees and many different media forms, Shannon Sharp and all these other guys jumped on the podcast and started saying, well, he didn't finish the catch. coming to the ground, complete the catch coming to the ground. And as you see here, his knees down, the ball is still in his possession, and the defender is grabbing at it, and shortly after he has possession. Then we go over to the following game. The exact same thing, Cuzzo Brad, happens. And the Bears. And perhaps the Bears were saying, hey, if it comes down to this, we're doing the same thing. And they tried it, and it was ruled a catch. So the inconsistency of these rules in the NFL, Cuzzo Brad, really, really showed its ugly head, and it got people back on the narrative that the NFL is rigged for certain teams. Now, there is stories out there saying that the NFL is rigging this for the New England Patriots and the Seahawks to have a rematch in the Super Bowl. I don't want to go there far with too much conspiracy, but at the same time, it is looking like it's probably going to lean that way, especially with Bo Nix not going to be able to play, him being out with a broken ankle. So first of all, what's your thoughts on the game, and how'd you feel about those calls?
Those calls were absolutely horrendous. I mean, they were horrendous officiating calls. I mean, you have to, and the fact is, we just kind of had to eat it. Like, we just kind of had to eat it. Like, oh, it wasn't a catch, and we're not going to review it. We're not going to take time to look at it again. It wasn't a catch. We're just going to eat it. I mean, we're just going to go ahead and keep playing, and he intercepted the ball. I mean, that's number one. Number two, it was a pass interference that was clearly on the defender. Wasn't called at all. They showed it multiple times. Didn't call that pass interference. And we just had to
and that very play.
Yeah.
That very play. That very play. Oh, let me get back to it here. This very play, McMillan was PIing against Cook on that very play.
Yeah, and they didn't even call it. And you can run with the narrative that the NFL is rigged and the refs made a bad call. We made bad calls in that game as well. We were still in that game. That's the number one seed in the AFC on the road, thin air. Everybody was gassed on our team and their team. We were in that game. But at the same time, we made some crucial turnovers that you can't make in a playoff game to determine the outcome. It was a 10-point swing at the second half. Cook made a fumble. That happens. All right, I get it. They capitalized on the opportunity. They score. I have no idea what Josh Allen was doing on that one scramble play. I don't know what he was trying to do. I don't know if he was trying to get it to the sideline. I don't know if he was trying to throw it out of bounds. I don't know if he was trying to do a lateral. I have no idea what he was trying to do. That makes no sense. I don't get it. Take the knee, go into the locker room. I don't get it. I don't understand. That leads to them another field goal.
Yeah.
They said this also happened in the Texans-Patriots game. It possibly did. Yeah,
I forgot to mention that. The exact same play happened again, and it was ruled a catch again. Right.
And it goes back to the Calvin Johnson rule, where he caught the ball, had a hand on it, then it came out, his hand at the end of the game and went out of bounds. They call it the Calvin Johnson rule. You got to maintain possession throughout the act of a catch, which, to me, this doesn't fall under that rule because there was no defender around Calvin Johnson. He fell on top of the ball. So that statement that some of those podcasts makes are completely irrelevant.
Which was absolutely stupid too, because the ground can't cause a fumble.
Exactly. So that makes no sense. So there's no traction on that. Yeah. It was a catch. It was a catch. The other defender came out with the ball. We had it. Like, come on, bro. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
I get it. It's like, how many hurdles do we have to jump through to get the officials on our side? You change the 13-second rule. You change the alignment to where we can get the first down or the measurement or whatever you want to do. But at the end of the day, the virtual measurement. You change the kickoff rules. I don't think that had anything to do with us. I guess they're trying to make a game safer. But, we shouldn't even have been in that position. Like, we shouldn't even have been in that situation. Like, we had these guys. They were not the better team. They got lucky.
Yeah.
Or they got bailed out, I should say.
Oh, yeah. Without those turnovers really equated into points.
we were in control.
I mean,
So
that's a 10-point swing. Without those 10 points, they don't win that game.
exactly.
So we're talking about that.
Right.
Again, Sandra mentions not kneeling. That's on McDermott. It is.
That
It
is
was an
on
aggressive
McDermott.
call. It
But
was an aggressive call, but he's
but
not the quarterback. And the quarterback,
and
within
he's not
16 seconds,
fumbling.
need to take care of that ball.
Exactly. That is
And
on the. That is not McDermott.
and I think
Yes.
this is one of the things that I had a problem with is give your quarterback these reminders. You know, it can be reckless at times to take care of the football, especially after the
Absolutely.
James Cook fumble. You've got to take care of the football. We quickly saw how things turned around every time we turned the ball over. We
Right.
kept them in the game. We made it an easier game. I mean, we came out, we were manhandling their defensive line. We were
Absolutely.
manhandling their defensive line.
Yeah.
And this game would have got out of hand within the second half if we would have just kneeled. So at the
Exactly.
end of the day, it didn't happen that way. A
Right.
lot of situations went against the Buffalo Bills. The sack coming off of the first half,
Hmm.
I'm not going to fault Josh Allen with that. He got hit from the blind side, and he
That
fumbled.
was a terrible play call. I have no idea what they were doing.
Yeah,
Again, that's on the coaching staff. Why would you have Khalil Shakir, who is your smallest wide receiver, to chip a defensive end and knock him out of the tackle, the lane for the left tackle to block him? That just leaves him unguarded. He ran right past Deion Dawkins because you had your wide receiver chip him, knock him out of the lane. Like, what are we doing? Why would,
yeah,
if anything, you gotta have a back or a tight end
yeah.
or something do that? Why would you have a wide receiver do that? That makes no sense. And it was a pass play. So what are we doing here? Like, I don't understand what we're doing in regards to that. That made no sense at all.
Yeah, that's either on Joe Brady. I have no clue, but it's McDermott's call to make that call for, no, it's actually Joe Brady's call
That's
to
Joe
make that.
Brady's call. That made no
So
sense.
again, um, not a good thing because I believe they scored on that as well.
They
So
did. Yeah.
so here we go. I mean, at the end of the day, turnovers killed you.
Yeah.
This is before this catch/interception
Yeah.
um, that really put the Bills their backs against the wall. All in all, they were still resilient,
Still
and
fought to
all in
win.
all, they had an opportunity to win that game, and that game should
Absolutely.
have been won. And a lot of these games we're seeing are decided by one play in the playoffs when it comes to the Buffalo Bills. No matter how good or how bad they play,
Mm.
it's always down to one play.
And another thing that's credit to Sean McDermott, Buffalo never quit. They never quit. You saw how exhausted they were. James Cook was exhausted. He was on the sideline. Every time he come out the game, he was bent over, trying to catch some air. The defensive line, offensive, they were gassed, but they never quit. That's how much that team wanted to win that ball game. It's the playoffs. That team showed no resilience. So shout out to them, man. It's an unfortunate way to end our season. We ended in the playoffs again to a team that we played them 10 times out of 10. They probably win maybe 3 to our 7. So I again, I don't know. I think the Bills, it was a hell of a ride. You guys played a heck of a season this year. Blood pressure was running up. It was fun to be a Bills fan, as I said it earlier on in the season. I said it was going to be fun to be a Bills fan. It absolutely was. But I feel like, man, everything is just crashing down now. And but we'll get to that later. But go ahead.
Yeah. When you look at these plays, because you have to get a sense that something is going to change at the end of this season with these calls. Because it's too many, and it's almost like it's what they call karma, where hey, you called one play an interception, and 2 of your officials in 2 different games called it a catch. So which is it? And they're going to have to be accountable for that because the whole league is watching, and it makes it appear that they didn't want Buffalo in the Super Bowl. Now, I have a guy, and he's a conspiracy theorist, and he said that, it was kind of announced that the Buffalo Bills and the Philadelphia Eagles would be in the Super Bowl this year, especially when they said this may be the Super Bowl preview. Once supposedly, this is conspiracy, once supposedly Philly lost, it took Buffalo out of the equation as well, and they had to get Buffalo out because they knew Buffalo could beat New England. So the new narrative was now shifted to New England Seahawks 2, which they believe is a better Super Bowl. Now, take what you will from that. Drop comments below if you agree with that. Do you think that the NFL is rigged to an extent? I tend to not want to believe that because I do watch these games and I love this game of football, and I think it's pretty hard to rig a game. But I do think to some extent it is sports entertainment. But let's hope we're not watching WWE here.
I mean, I don't think it's WWE. I don't think they're necessarily rigging game because I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Josh Allen is the biggest superstar in the playoffs. He was the biggest superstar in the playoffs. Drake May is coming into his own. Sam Darnold looking like a stud, looking really good in his season right now. Kalen Williams finally come out of his shell, and those Bears look extremely good. I thought it was a flash in the pan thing, like they wouldn't last long. Nah, those boys got some heart. Those boys got some heart over there in Chicago. 49ers are America's second favorite team. So I don't think it was something against them. LA, biggest market in the country.
Well, they're still in it. LA's still in it.
That's what I mean. Biggest market in the country. So I don't know why you would, say Philly and Buffalo would. I'm not saying you. I'm talking about the conspiracy theory. It'd be Buffalo versus Philly, which has never happened before. These are two blue-collar cities. I mean, Philadelphia and Buffalo. Philly was there last year, and you had them being eliminated presents the opportunity for a new champion. So I don't know how much sense that would make, even if you were trying to rig a game to, keep Buffalo out. I think Josh Allen was the only star that you had here, and him only, being, who he is, MVP, only generates more money.
Yeah. A lot of people have opinions on this, and this is starting to grow. And this is exactly why, Cuzzo, having this discussion is important because the fans, not just Buffalo fans, are concerned. The fans are concerned about this play. Now, have you ever seen a play like this happen to like a Michael Jordan? Have you ever seen a play like this happen to a face of the NBA or the NFL? It just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen to Tom Brady. It goes their way. So it has to be something else.
Yes, I have seen it happen.
I've seen it very rarely happen to those guys. So Josh Allen being the only superstar in the league, I think he's the only. He's the biggest. I don't think he's the only. I think he's the biggest superstar left in the playoffs at that time. Right. They told themselves there's no matchup in the NFC possibly for them that's probably going to sell. So they decided to go in a different direction. This is what was told to me. I don't know how true it is. I've been doing more research on it. Sandra says, yes, I believe it's rigged, expensive entertainment, and fans at the fans' expense. Honest football was in the 90s when you didn't get on sports. Well, I think gambling in Vegas may have a lot to do with it. And who knows what the refs' agenda was because they didn't even look at the play.
Now, here's the interesting thing about Vegas. You mentioned that. So Thursday, we were ahead. We were ahead by a point. Friday, we were behind a point. Saturday morning, they were ahead again by a point. So it's like it was Thursday, it was plus Buffalo. Friday was plus Denver by 1. Saturday plus Buffalo by 1. I'm sorry. Let me say that. Let me start again. Thursday, it was plus Denver plus 1. Friday plus Buffalo by 1. Then Saturday morning, it was plus Denver by 1. That is a little weird. I will say that's weird.
Oh yeah.
That is a little weird. And the injury report didn't have anything to do with it. And this mind you, the game was at 4:30. The line changed at 11 o'clock. So that's weird. I'm just throwing it out there. And they won by 3 points.
Yeah, you might be on to something.
Just saying.
You might be on to something. And I think Sandra mentioned earlier that supposedly Sean McDermott was filing something against the NFL and a grievance in regards to mismanagement of a game. So we'll see how far that goes if it is completely accurate. So we'll get into that as well. And overall, those guys played their hearts out.
They did.
Those guys played their hearts out. I got to give big shout out to Deion Walker, man. Deion
Yeah.
Walker
Yeah.
was a man amongst boys out there. Had an
Yeah.
interception in that game.
Yeah.
Man, he was everywhere. He was everywhere. We didn't touch Bo Nix. We didn't sack Bo Nix now.
Nah, didn't get
But
a touch.
at the end of the day,
Made his life hard
he
though.
he was a force to be reckoned with in that game. So big shout out to him. You got any shout outs for anybody on the team?
I want to give a shout out to Tre'Davious White. I know it's probably your last hoorah. You're the last member of the SWAT team on this team. Jordan Boyer was out, Micah Hyde's retired, and you were the last member of the SWAT team that's on the team. And you played your heart out. It was, you did your best. I got to give a shout out to you for not knocking the ref's hat off when you got that terrible. I mean, it was pass interference, but shout out to you not knocking the ref's hat off. Because if it was me, if I'm going to lose, I'm knocking your hat off. I know I'll probably get fined. I don't care. He threw his helmet down. He probably should have got ejected, but shout out to you for showing composure. Because if it was me in that same situation, I'm knocking the ref's hat off. I'm just doing it. I know I'm going to get fined. I know I'm going to get kicked out of the game, but hey, man, crew, you know how we are. I'm leaving here with something. I'm leaving here with pride. I don't care. I'm knocking
Yeah.
the ref's hat off. I know I'm going to get flagged. I know I'm going to get fined. I got the money. Look, I'm knocking the ref's hat off because I'm going viral and it's going to be on YouTube, so I don't care.
And potentially this is his last career game.
Exactly.
I understand it. At the end of the day, tough loss, man. Tough
Yeah.
loss.
And shout out to Joey Bosa too, because I seen that in a lot. The tunnel. They were coming up the tunnel, and he launched his helmet against the wall. He wanted it. He wanted it bad. So shout out to Joey Bosa too.
You know what's so interesting? Hearing Joey Bosa, hearing Brandon Cooks, these 1-year players, these guys come to the city of Buffalo and they love it, man. They love the city. They love this team. They see these fans and they fall in love with them and they end up staying here. And Joey Bosa had an up and down season, led this team in turn and fumbles and takeaways, and he had a great start to a season. Injuries came back to him as they always do, but he was really the best defensive end on this team despite those injuries this year. So he turned out to be a nice big signing for the Buffalo Bills. So obviously, Cuzzo, the big news that broke earlier today,
Yeah.
McDermott being fired. We had a disagreement. We had a disagreement about this earlier when we came on in regards to whether he was scapegoated or not.
Absolutely.
I tend to agree. I believe McDermott and Bean were a package deal, and you can't get rid of one and promote the other. It just makes absolutely no sense to me. Bean was the reason why this roster was constructed the way it was constructed. And I just can't see how Bean can say, well, I gave him everything I had. And no, you didn't. Trade deadline, Jalen Waddle, you did absolutely nothing but sit on your hands, and you let him sit there in Miami when you had an opportunity to get him, which you probably may not get again because they're going to get a new head coach. So that ended up being very stupid on Brandon Bean's behalf because he wanted to hold on to the 2026 first rounder and wanted to offer them a 2027. Bean, where is your responsibility? Like, you just sit back and said, okay, McDermott 4 years ago made Dable the scapegoat, or Frazier. First it was Frazier, then it was Dable, couldn't get along with him. Then it was Ken Dorsey. Then it was our offensive line coach. Then it was our strength and conditioning coach. It was all of these things. And now, at this point, Brandon Bean says, it's not none of those guys. It's you. And Brandon Bean keeps his job and gets promoted. It makes absolutely no sense. I'm not against the McDermott firing. I'm not against it. But I do think they were a package deal and they both should be gone.
Oh, but you finished. That was it.
Yeah, that was it for now. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I totally disagree with Sean McDermott being fired. I totally disagree with Brandon Beane being promoted. Where have we come? Where have we come? Like, I sat on this all day, and where have we come as a city and as a team? To me, I mean, unless something happened behind the scenes that we don't know about, I don't know. Maybe Sean McDermott slapped Brandon Beane in the face. Maybe he slapped Terry Pagula. I have no idea what happened behind closed doors. I don't know. There were no reports of that. This dude should not be fired. This dude should not have lost his job. This dude had one losing season. That was Josh's rookie year. This dude came in to a team that was a laughingstock and changed everything. And you're gonna fire him while we're good. Like, if we didn't make the playoffs, sorry, you gotta go. I get that. If we have a losing record, sorry, you gotta go. This dude, as a coach, we made it to the playoffs. We didn't win a division. Mind you, he has 5 straight division championships. 5 straight division championships. We didn't win a division this year. We made it to the wild card. We beat the first round Jacksonville Jaguars, who had the number 1 defense in Jacksonville. Beat them. Took the number 1 team in the tournament. I'm just using the tournament in the playoffs in the AFC in Mile High to the limit. Took it to overtime. 2 bad calls away from going to the AFC Championship, and you let him go on Monday. What are we doing? What are we doing? This man did his job. This man has done his job. We hired him to change the culture and to be a good coach, and he's done everything he was supposed to do. He didn't win a Super Bowl. It's hard to win in the NFL. It ain't easy, bruh. It's not easy. But to me, firing this dude while we're good, while we're still a playoff team, while we're still competing for Super Bowls and championships, that shows that this city and this team, whoever is rooting for this man to go, you become spoiled. You become spoiled. You forgot what it's like to suffer and to be the underdog and to be the laughingstock. You got a taste of success. Now you've gotten success. Now you want more. And that's where we at as a franchise.
I
And
hear
it's a
what you're
damn
saying.
shame.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm going to say to you this, that, you know, Bill Belichick had to find out the hard way that the players play, right? He had to find out that Tom Brady, once Tom Brady developed a mind to win, he didn't need Belichick anymore, right? And there's a lot that rides on the shoulders of Josh Allen that have absolutely nothing to do with Sean McDermott's coaching.
Facts.
Okay, so let's be honest here. We've been riding the coattail of Josh Allen's talent for the last 5 years.
Facts. I'll give you that.
Okay, there's been so many things that Josh Allen has overcome, from players, from coaching, from referees, and yet this guy has still won. I keep saying it. Josh Allen is LeBron James in his first 7 years. He does not have a great system.
Okay.
And when you don't have a great system and a great running mate, these are the results. And that comes down to the general manager at the helm, drafts. He's drafted over 56 players. 2 of them are Pro Bowlers.
Absolutely. James Cook and Dalton Kincaid. Well, Josh Allen is a Pro Bowler too. But we're not really counting him. We're not really
3 out of 50, 3 out of 56. Come on, man.
Yeah, I get you. I get where you're going.
3 out of 56 picks. Something's got to be on Bean's head.
Well, Deion Dawkins is a Pro Bowler too.
Well, Deion Dawkins,
Dawson
James
Knox,
Cook,
Josh Allen, and
yeah, the 4. Okay, let's give him 4.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Cuzzo, this is a problem from the top down, from Bean to McDermott. And they seem to be within agreement with the players that they were getting. They seem to be in agreement with player development. They seem to be neck and neck. So how does McDermott get eliminated, but Bean survives? That's
Absolutely.
my only issue with this.
I,
I don't have an issue with the firing.
mhm.
We spoke about this at the beginning of the season. If we
Right.
don't get to the Super Bowl, no Mahomes, no Burrow, no Lamar Jackson, and you don't get to the Super Bowl, somebody's got to be fired. We
I
agreed
agree
on
with
that.
that.
We
Yeah,
agreed on that.
I
So
agree.
at the end of the day, we thought it was going to be both of those guys, but it ended up just being one of them. So I don't have a problem with the firing because I believe 8 seasons, 5 years with the best quarterback. I'm not going to say he was the best quarterback 8 years ago, but within the last 5 years, he's been the best quarterback in the NFL. And you haven't touched the Super Bowl yet. I'm sorry.
So,
Something has to change. New stadium,
mhm,
new roster,
mhm.
new
so,
coach, and that's where we're going with it.
so if that's the case, then what are the expectations for this new guy or person that's going to come in there?
The expectations is to get us on the path to win the Super Bowl.
Let's be honest. Um, I don't know who's going to come in. There are a couple of coaches out there. They have to do a whole process. We don't know how the season's going to end. But what are the expectations? Are we expecting this new guy to take us to the Super Bowl the first year?
I don't.
So
Um,
then why let Sean McDermott go then? What's the
drop,
if that's not the problem? If McDermott not getting us to the Super Bowl is not the problem, then next year what are we competing for? To win the AFC East again? To get
drop
back that
comments
glory?
below. Drop comments below, please, if you have a suggestion of who you think would be the best replacement for Sean McDermott for the Buffalo Bills. Please drop your comments down below. We'll highlight some of the good ones.
Or
Um,
or who shouldn't be the replacement for Sean McDermott? Who
we're
shouldn't
gonna
be?
we're gonna go with should for now. Let's go with should, and then we'll get into shouldn't.
So let me
As
ask you:
things
Do you
come.
have a candidate who you got your eye
Yes,
on? Because I have one.
I
I have
mentioned
one.
it earlier. I have three.
Okay,
I
go ahead.
have John Gruden as number one.
Okay.
I have Brian Dable as number two, and I have
Mhm.
Coach Belichick as number three, leaving
Okay.
North Carolina to come back to the NFL to resurrect, to get the best out of Josh Allen. Those are my top three. I believe Josh Allen needs experience. He
Mhm.
does not need a young coach. He needs a coach he can respect, a coach
Mhm.
who has won in this league, and
Mhm.
possibly even a Super Bowl champion. But
Okay.
that's my decision.
All right. I have three, and I'm gonna give you my reasons why I have them. My number one will be Brian Flores, the defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. Here's why. Yes, he's a defensive coordinator, but to me, offense, you're good on offense. We need somebody to be on the other side of Josh Allen. We need a defensive coordinator that's going to tighten up that defense so Josh Allen doesn't have to work that hard. I feel like McDermott dropped the ball when it came to that. Bobby Babbage, they dropped the ball when it came to that. They were doing the best they could, but it wasn't working. I feel like Brian Flores, being the defensive mind that he is, he will take this defense, restructure it to be that other cushion that Josh Allen will have to put the Superman cape on. That's number one. That's my number one go-to guy. I agree with that. Number two, if we're going to go offense, I think Cliff Kingsbury would be number one candidate. I mean, there's talks of him going back to Arizona, but look what Cliff Kingsbury did with Jaden Daniels in his rookie year. They were in the NFC Championship, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Dude's an offensive guru. Had him working in Arizona till they just started sucking. An injury bug hit them. But his first year with Jaden Daniels brought them. They were a juggernaut when it came to offense. So I think Cliff Kingsbury would take Josh Allen, just elevate that offense from whatever he can do. And the last one would be Marcus Freeman, the coach from Notre Dame. Just simply because if we're gonna go young, if we're gonna go hungry, I think the way he is, his demeanor would be the best coach for us.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
that's how I would go.
a couple other guys mentioned Marcus Freeman. I don't watch college football, so I don't know much about him. I think Brian Flores is definitely somebody. Definitely somebody. The offensive coordinator also for the Redskins last year is definitely somebody to be considered as well.
Cliff Kingsbury,
Being in the NFC Championship last
Yeah.
year, I think that's something to mean something. And even going after some of these assistants in the NFL. I think that's also a possibility that you may see. Eric Bieniemy's out there. There's some honorable mentions out there, but I think the fiery guy. I want experience. I want guys that Josh Allen can come in and kind of know I got to be at my best.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I like Gruden, Belichick, and Dable. He respects Dable. He respects him, and that was as close to a system that he loved.
Do you want to?
That was as close to a system that he loved.
Do you want to? Go ahead. I'll let you finish your point.
And I said this earlier on the show. I do not believe, and I also dropped a reel on this, so make sure y'all go put your comments on that reel. Mm-hmm. That I believe personally, Josh Allen knew that this move was coming. He knew this move was coming. He knew it was a possibility. This is probably why he was crying. I believe he had knowledge that if they did not win this game, it would be McDermott's last game. So he walked out, didn't speak to the media today, and this happened. He went back to Cali with his wifey, and boom. I just can't see them not telling their $250 million quarterback, we're going in a different direction from Sean McDermott.
Yeah, and I do have my phone now, and it is charged, and a couple of guys take to social media. Teron Johnson, Bill's cornerback, said SMFH. You can pretty much decipher what that means. Another one, Jordan Phillips. This S word is stupid, honestly, sickening. The best coach I ever had, best coach I've ever been around. It's coming from him. Levi Wallace. Man, my dog turned the whole organization around. One of the best I've ever been around. That is cornerback Levi Wallace. And it's funny you mentioned John Gruden. Don't think we're going to get him, honestly. And there's only one reason why. If you haven't heard, this is what he had to say about the Bills and what happened to Sean McDermott.
They lost to the number one seed in one of the toughest places to play in overtime in a game where your all-world quarterback turned the ball over 4 times, and the coach is the one that gets fired. This is a crazy league, man.
I agree with what he just said. How the hell do you fire this guy after that game? Are you blaming the head coach? Is that what we're saying, Buffalo? What the hell's going on?
Yeah, we're probably not gonna we're not gonna get Gruden. We're probably not gonna get him. So he's probably looking at that like, nah, I'm good.
Or maybe Gruden just don't want to come to Buffalo. But at the end of the day, he's still a guy that I would consider. At the end of the day, a winner's a winner. Yeah, he's probably thinking what we're thinking. Bean should be gone too. Like you gave this product to Sean McDermott and said, go win a Super Bowl with it. Where is his accountability? Where is his accountability?
He also built a good team too. We're taking a lot away from what Brandon Beane did accomplish with the free agent signings and the guys that he brought in. He didn't do nothing this year. He did bring in Stephon Diggs during the COVID year, brought him in, turned the franchise around, turned the franchise into a juggernaut. He brought in Von Miller, which didn't pan out. That kind of sucks. He still brought Amari Cooper in. Amari Cooper was good. Drafted James Cook, drafted Ray Davis, drafted Maxwell Harrison, who I think has a bright future. Drafted Dalton Kincaid, I think has a bright future. Deion Dawkins, Josh Allen, put Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer together with Tre'Davious White to create the SWAT team. And he
did not do that. Doug Whaley had them already. He inherited them.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. I apologize. If we're going, do you really want Doug Whaley to Brandon Beane?
No, I'm not.
Exactly. I'm about to say.
But I don't want Brandon Beane anymore. Brandon Beane is another one who's run his course. He's another one that's run his course. Let's get into our next segment. Let's go into our hater of the week.
If there's any haters in here right now that don't have nobody to hate on, feel free to hate on me.
Keep the hate coming. Buffalo Against the World Show.
Turn me up some more so my haters can hit.
Well, I got an opinion. I'm sure you have one too.
I'll let you do the honors.
I gotta go with Brandon Bean. I like I said, I believe he's the hater behind this one. I believe he sat back and played both sides, played between Terry Pagula and Sean McDermott, and separated himself from McDermott so he didn't get fired. And kind of, in a sense, kind of stepping away from the GM position because they're going to go hire another GM, and he's just going to oversee football operations, what they're saying. So they're kind of moving him away from the position of being a GM, but having him still oversee football operations. So they're saying he's a good business guy. We like him, but maybe not the best GM. But we still want to keep him on our team. But the guy that brought him in, we're going to get rid of him. You're my hater of the week. Who you got?
My hater of the week goes to NFL referees, man. Like, yo, what do we have to do to get the call right at this point? I mean, at this point, we're going to have to go to the quantum realm with Ant-Man to get the call right at this point. Like, dude, you had to put like, come on, man. Come on, man. One is a catch, one is an interception, the exact same play. Like, what else has to happen? Like, how do you guys call pass interference on one play, which was clearly pass interference? I'll give you that. But then another play that was pass interference that you didn't even bother throwing the flag. What are we doing with these NFL refs, man? I mean, I get it. You can't take the refs out of the game, but at some point, how are we going to hold these dudes accountable? Because if you put in AI refs and droids, and androids and drones or robot refs, you're going to have penalties on pretty much every single play, and that's just not going to work. But where is the line anymore? I mean, obviously you
There's
can't.
no accountability. There is no accountability.
There's none accountability.
Wrong for the referees. It's like the referees are like the gods of the NFL because they can't be touched.
Yeah,
they can't be touched. They can't be reproved. They can't be fined. It's just like you can't tell them nothing. It's like, what can you really do?
I do know. Oh, go ahead.
What can you really do? Like, even the rule that you can't challenge in the overtime is ridiculous. Let's hope that changes too. That is ridiculous. But that's another way for them to move the game along. That was one of the excuses that was used. We wanted to move the game along. And I absolutely agree when McDermott said, I'm going to stand for Buffalo. I'm going to stand for Buffalo. I absolutely appreciated him saying that. He believed he should have had opportunity. That should have been looked at, slowed down. And even if I'm wrong, just give me the look. Give it to the fans. Give it to the players. You owe it to them. And then stand on that and make sure the rest of the week that your referees are consistent on that. Yeah. And when there's no consistency throughout other games, now you're going to have to make an adjustment. The NFL's backed in a corner right now, and I'm looking to see how they're going to respond.
Yeah, and I mean, if there's anybody that knows about being screwed by the refs, it's Sean Payton. I mean, we already know what happened that one year where, ironically, a former Buffalo Bill, Nikhil Roby, clearly passed interference on that Saints player, and nobody called it. So if anybody was going to be flag happy against the Buffalo Bills, it was going to be these refs in this game. So, I mean, you got to hold these dudes accountable for their actions. Now, I do know for a fact, because I was told this by our good friend who was on the show last season, Mr. Richard Rios, that the refs are graded. They are graded by get week by week, and the highest grades get to determine the playoff games, and if so, the Super Bowl. But you got to start holding these dudes accountable. Like, I get it, you go to New York for the reviews, but these penalties, something has to be done. So I get it. You can pretty much call holding on every play. I understand that. And I mean, what these pass interference, these non-pass interference, these catches, these replays, something has to be done about this. And I feel bad that it's going to come down to another Bills game where they're going to probably look at the rules again and they're going to have a vote. And it's going to be like, oh, Buffalo's just trying to change the rules so they can win. Why? I mean, we're not putting ourselves in this situation. We're not doing that. We didn't do it. The refs missed the call. The refs missed the call. They missed it. And then, ironically, hours later, the exact same situation happens, and they rule that one a catch.
Exactly.
We're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're just simply, the flaws are there. Do something. Do something. So my hater of the week goes to the NFL.
Definitely. The boys in black and white. With,
there you go.
LaShawn McCoy said. Shout out to LaShawn McCoy staying in on business.
Shout out to Shady, man.
Shady was pissed. They was both very upset.
Oh, yeah. They were definitely outspoken about this. You know, Shannon Sharp, you know, he played for the Broncos. So, you know, he's cool. He's cool. Yeah,
I don't even watch his podcast.
Yeah. I thought it was a catch. He didn't catch it. It was an interception. That's all it is. Like, yeah. We know who you're going for. We get it.
Yeah. And you're not going to get it because your quarterback's injured for the rest of the year. So it's not going to happen anyway. So that's their quote unquote karma, so to speak. Let's go to our winner scene segment.
It's us against the world. It's us against Buffalo against the world. It's us against.
All right, Cuzzo, man, we've been on this all day, but let's give the fans an opportunity. Is it a win or sin that Brandon Beane is still here, but McDermott is not? Win or sin? What's your thoughts, Cuzzo Brad? Win or sin? Do you respect his business mind? Do you respect him? Do you think he still deserves an opportunity to still be with the organization? Or is he just at fault as Sean McDermott is?
I can't say either of them should be fired because the team technically has success. The team has success. Did he make a lot of moves this trade deadline? No. But the team was still successful. The team still technically a couple of calls away from going to the AFC Championship competing for a Super Bowl. So I can't necessarily say that this dude should lose his job as well. Because, I mean, if the team is bad, then it's time to change it up. Mm-hmm. Team is good. I mean, success covers a lot of the flaws for a team, and this team was successful. So I can't necessarily say it was a sin because he hasn't drafted bad.
Yes, he has.
I can't name a draft pick that I'm just like, yeah, he shouldn't have drafted him. Besides maybe Kyrie Elam. That was a miss.
There's multiple.
There's miss.
I'm not going to get it. What's the offensive lineman that we drafted that it's not even in the league anymore? We took him before. What's his name? The guy that's in Pittsburgh now, the receiver Metcalf. We took him before Metcalf, and I forget this guy's name, but he's trash, and he didn't even stay in the league long. But again, there was so many picks that being missed on. I think it's an absolute sin. They're a package deal. They've been working hand in hand together. They've had this tight, great relationship for many years. They both came from Carolina together. They've been pulling these Carolina players over here. They've been trying to bring these retread players back together.
But did he not do his job? Isn't his job to get us in the best position to win? And haven't we been winning?
He has not done. I mean, he's just as guilty as McDermott. He's just.
That's what I'm saying. Neither of them should go.
If McDermott got fired, I'm saying, is it a win or sin that one got fired and the other didn't? And they're a package deal to me. So it's a sin.
Then yes,
it's a sin to me.
Neither of them should have won.
Yeah. So that's the fact of the matter is, they came together. They did things together. They lost together. They rode together. They died together. And one is still going on. So, and in a sense, Beane is being separated from the GM position, from the position that he would have been scrutinized for, to be fired. So now he's just going to say, maybe Pagula likes his business mind, is just going to keep him around for something different to oversee football operations, but separate them from football. So we'll just have to wait and see how this all plays out. And
on attention to that too, he made himself on a hot seat. He put himself on a hot seat. Now you gotta find the right guy to play McDermott. Because let's just say you get this guy, and we end up with a 9-11 record, missing the playoffs. Now what? This is Josh's 8th year. You're going in the twilight of his career. 9, 10, 11. You know what I mean? Dude, You got to win now. Like, we're in win now mode. You made yourself hot. So, yeah, it's an absolute sin that he's not going to.
All right, let's get into our top 5.
This is the BA Dubs Top 5 segment. Buffalo, get ready.
Getting hot.
You got them? Well, let's get them. Get them.
All right, Cuzzo Brad, the season's over. And no matter what we say, we're not going to wake up tomorrow and get a rematch against the Broncos. So it is what it is. We're just moving on. Bills fans, drop comments below. Please leave your thoughts. Leave your thoughts on who are the top 5 players of the 2026 season. Let's go. Let's go back and forth as we always do. And we will highlight your thoughts as you bring them to the table. Number 5 for me, Cole Bishop. Cole Bishop had a fantastic season. Started off a little rough, but he got himself going from the second game on to the end of the game, to the playoffs. So he's got to be my number 5 player of this season. Really stepped it up as a second-year guy. Really owned his role in that free safety, strong safety role. Really took it on. Really got mentored and tutored by Jordan Poyer, and really learned. He really learned and understood the system. Hopefully, he continues to move that forward as the new regime comes in. You got number 4.
My number 4 is going to be Christian Benford, and the only reason why is because he was business as usual. When opportunities presented themselves, he was there. Did he get beat on a couple of passes this season? Absolutely. As a corner, it's going to happen. But, I mean, dude just was business as usual all year. He was just business as usual. Showed up to play. When the opportunity presented itself, he either picked the ball off, if it was causing a fumble, picking up a fumble, taking it back for 6, making a huge interception in the Bengals game, taking it back for 6, and just making plays all over the field. Dude was all over the place. I got to go with him as my number 4.
Yeah. Number 3, I'm going Josh Allen. Josh Allen, number 3 player of this team. I'm not even going to give him number 2 because 5 turnovers in a number 2 or number 1, because 5 turnovers in a playoff game is just horrendous. You just can't do that. Got to take care of the football, and that alone will set you back for me. Well, again, best player in the world. This season just wasn't his best season. It's, he definitely was close to 38, 30, 39 total touchdowns. Great season, but he really had a lot of struggles, a lot of regression, didn't progress in the system at all, took a step back, regressed, struggled with turning the ball over again, going back to the old Josh Allen in a sense, and not showing that maturity coming off an MVP season. So he's got to be my number 3.
Okay. My number 2, I'm collective. I'm going to go with the Bills' offensive line. I can't name one lineman that's better than the other. The entire offensive line dominated this season. A lot better than I thought it was going to be. Especially when you lose a player like Mitch Morris. You got a guy like Connor McGovern who stepped in and played center. And, Osiris Torrance lambasting people. Neck roll guy. What's his name? Neck roll guy.
Alec Anderson?
No, the other one. Oh, man. Scary dude.
Spencer Brown?
Yes, Spencer Brown. Scary dude. Dude mauling people on the offensive line. And, of course, Deion Dawkins covering Josh's blind side. Offensive line was absolutely amazing this season. And, that's going to probably lead us to our number 1. But, offensive line as a whole, can we call them the kitchen? Because we know who number 1's going to be. Can we call them the kitchen?
I'm also gonna say it's gonna be James Cook, right? Yeah. Overall,
yes.
But it really should be the offensive line should be number 1. And here's why: James Cook is gonna be in that number 1 spot, but the offensive line should be a number spot because there's no offensive line, there's no James Cook, and also James Cook cost us in that game, cost us 7 points. Again, that game being so close. And you're looking at the overall totality of the season, there was a lot of balls on the ground for James Cook this year. A lot of balls on the ground. Definitely the rushing champion this year.
Yeah.
But again, I got to give that to the offensive line. So I would flip-flop it. I would give offensive line the number one. They are the solidified group that doesn't need to change at all.
Absolutely.
They do not need to change at all.
Absolutely.
Not saying James Cook doesn't. He definitely needs to work on some things with holding that ball. You know, he holds that ball very loosely when he's coming through the hole, and that is something that's gotten exposed. So for that, I think we should push him back, swap number 2 and number 1. Just my opinion.
I mean, I can argue. Yeah, I can make an argument with that. But James Cook, he kept us in a lot of games with the way he ran the ball. I think, Cook ran the ball tremendously, and there wasn't a huge drop off when Ray Davis was in the game, or
Ty Johnson.
Yeah, Ty Johnson, or even Josh Allen. Running through the holes there. But James Cook, he was a problem that the defense had to account for. There were games where he was just running all over people, and there was no answer. But I give you that. The offensive line, some games they kept Josh clean. They kept Josh clean where he didn't have to do anything. It kept him really clean. And they were mauling people, man. They were putting people in position. It kept us in the position to win. And I got to give the offensive line credit. And you absolutely hit the nail on the head. None of those guys need to go. All those guys earned every cent that they got this year, including Alec Anderson, who was the extra lineman. Any honorable mentions you want to throw out? Because I got a couple.
Honorable mention, Deion Walker. Deion Walker, he's going to be a starter in this league.
Yep.
Work on that lower body. Work on that lower body strength. You got the upper body strength. Work on that lower body strength all off season. Get your body nice and balanced, and you're going to be unstoppable, man. You're going to be unstoppable. Hopefully, him and Ed can be a running mates together as the years go on. But Deion Walker, honorable mention for me.
All right, honorable mention I'm going to give Maxwell Harrison, man. When he was in and he was on, he was great. He was great when he was on the field. Injuries kept him off the field, but he was on the field. He was great. It took him a minute to get on. Once he was on, I see a bright future with this dude. He played very well. Another honorable mention I want to go to is Shaq Thompson. Dude changed the defense.
Oh yeah.
Changed the defense. Like, he brought that fist back to the defense. Like, they were looking at us like, oh, we're gonna run all over these dudes. This dude came in the game and was like, okay, hold my Gatorade. And he brought that fist back to the defense. So I got to give Shaq Thompson his just due, his flowers, because that dude changed the defense when he got in the game.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And we've been talking about him all season. We better re-sign this guy. We made the mistake with Mac Hollins last year. Brandon Beane, make it your first priority. Make it your first priority to re-sign Shaq Thompson to a 2 to 3 year deal.
He's 12-year veteran. He only got
he's 30 years old.
12 years.
He's 30 years old. I'll take him another 2 years.
Okay.
He's better than every young boy you got right now at linebacker. Get Shaq Thompson here another 2 years. All right. When you work hard, you gotta. This guy's earned it. He's earned it. Brandon Beane, make a move. All right. Sandra said something I thought we should do a couple hot takes on. What do we think we should? Do you think we should regroup? Who do you think we should keep? And there are a lot of free agents to hit on the market.
I'll let you go first.
Yeah. Tre'Davious White is gone. Thank you for your services, Trey White, and the years that you gave to Buffalo. But it's time to go younger, faster, and guys that are more durable for this game. He's gone. Milano should be gone. Terrell Bernard just signed a contract. I think we're going to still have to somehow figure that out because he's another guy that's been very, very injury prone.
But when he's on the field, he is Mr. Fourth Quarter.
Absolutely.
When he's on the field.
Absolutely. Jordan Poyer, he's gone. It's time to get younger there.
Yeah.
whether it's Darnell Savage, they made a move for him. Can you develop him into a really good free safety? We'll see. That remains to be seen. So a lot of that defense is going to be restructured. Wide receiver, the number one thing that has to be dealt with this offseason. It could be, do you try to make another run for Waddle? Do you try to make a move for A.J. Brown? Do you go with a rookie? Do you try to make a different trade for a different guy? I'm in the sweepstakes for A.J. Brown. I'm in the sweepstakes for Jalen Waddle. I want a veteran receiver to team up with a nasty attitude and some speed that's hard to guard. I think that would be a game changer for this offense to have somebody, and having A.J. Brown to me, priority to me, because you're going to get I know people are scared of the diva stuff, right? I'm not, because you need some guys with some grit on your team. You need a TO every now and then. And he's saying, give me the ball. I'm going to do something. Get him the ball. He's that good. He is Eric Moulds of this era. Get him the rock. So that is the main change I would do. Is obviously I would grab a guy and draft a guy, and draft a couple guys to really compete at the wide receiver position. That's my stance. That's what I'm seeing.
Okay. I would definitely get rid of Milano. Gotta let him go. Poyer, thank you for your service, SWAT team member. You gotta go. Tre'Davious White, you've been replaced with Maxwell Harrison. Gotta go. Get some depth at the corner position. I would keep Shakir. Shakir's locked up. We got him. Coleman's gotta go.
See the screen?
Oh yeah, I just said it. Yeah. I mean, it's not working. It's not working. Either a new offensive coordinator, depending on who it's going to happen, going to change the structure to where we're going to use him where he needs to be used, which is the red zone and possibly the jump balls. I mean, that's what he's good at. I'll give him that. He got ups. He can jump. I give him that. He can jump he can get those high balls. I can get that. You can give him that. He's not a stretch. He's not a stretch receiver. He's not. It's not working. I would trade our second round draft pick and Keon Coleman to a place like New York, to a place like LA, to a place like Seattle, where they got receivers on deck that we can plug right into our offense. Preferably Garrett Wilson. Dude hasn't caught a pass since October. Playing for the New York Jets. They are absolutely awful. They could use the draft capital. They could possibly use Keon Coleman. They need all the help they can get. But Garrett Wilson on that team is a travesty. So he needs to go. He needs to come here. A.J. Brown, I'm not sold. Bro. You won a championship. Yeah, you got grit. Yeah, you got determination. But when they threw you the ball in key situations, you dropped it twice. I mean, I don't need any more of that over here. I'm not saying Josh Allen will be the answer to you, because, I mean, I don't think Jalen Hurts is nowhere on Josh's level. But, dude, something's up in Philly. You don't want to play there, so maybe coming here would be good for you. I don't know. I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want to bring that over here. I like the grit. I like the toughness. I think you'd just be a headache for our new head coach, depending on who it's going to be. So I don't want to bring that over here. Defensive ends, we got to do something. We got Joey Bosa. I don't know if we're gonna keep him another year.
No.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna keep him another year. Groot wasted a lot of money on. AJ Epinesa, who I think had a good year this year. I mean, he didn't have a good year sack wise, but I mean, I think he had a good season, knocking balls down, intercepting passes, making tackles in the backfield. I think he had a solid season. I'll give him credit there. But defensive end, pass rushers, we got to get pressure on these dudes. Because Mahomes, Burrow, Jackson, and now Drake May, and now Bo Nix. Hey, it's quarterback league now. We got to get some guys that's going to get the quarterback. So that will be my take on that.
Well, Sandra says that Keon Coleman was speeding down Abbott Road in a sports car, late for work, and didn't get tickets, but it's happening. So the police had to go to the Bills. So, I mean, I don't know about those things. I know he was late to practice. I know that was reported. He's a young player, and hopefully he learns from this season and really goes to work on himself in the offseason. I like this kid. I want to see him succeed. I want to see everybody we draft succeed. I'm sure Brandon Beane wants him to succeed. But we've given him time after time after time. I mean, granted, he scored a touchdown in that game. An impressive touchdown where he made a move after the catch. And, last week he showed that he can catch a jump ball. And this is what I've been saying all year.
Good at that, yeah.
Use him what he's good at. Put him in the slot. Can use him as a bigger tight end, right? A bigger wide receiver / tight end. And I think he'd thrive there and on the goal line. That's what he's good at.
That's his strength, yeah.
So he's still under rookie contract. We don't have to get rid of him so it doesn't go against our cap. If you got to keep him, just use him right. That's all I'm going to say. Just use the guy right. And, hopefully his attitude changes. And, Shavers will be back. So I like Shavers. But you mentioned something. You mentioned the defensive end position. Well, you get Michael Hoyt back, right? He's coming back. He had a season ending Achilles injury. I really like the tenacity he came with last year.
He came with it. He was ready.
I really like his tenacity. Ready. So I'm very eager to see him get back to form. I know the Achilles is very tough, especially when you got to push off that foot.
Yeah.
So eager to see what he does when he comes back. Hopefully his rehab is going well. Cuzzo, you mentioned Groot. I don't see Joey Bosa coming back. That's it. Injury prone. Great season. Don't want him back. Groot. I would trade him. I would trade him tomorrow.
But I don't know who you would get. I don't know what you would get for him.
I mean, if it
That's
can clear,
big cap hit.
I know. If it can give me some cap space, I'm doing it. If I got to do it for a 3rd round pick, I'm doing it.
I just don't see any. I mean, what team would be in for a dude $56 million?
I mean,
I don't see what team would be in position to trade for that
because of his size. He has.
He's big.
And some teams believe that they may be able to work with him.
I would say maybe Dallas. Maybe Dallas would trade for him.
Yeah. I personally don't want him. I'd take a 3rd for him, get him off my roster, give me back some of that cap space. We might take a hit. Obviously, we will take a hit, but it might be better for the future. I don't see this guy. He's not a 10-sack guy. He's never had 10 sacks in one season. I'm ready to move on from him and just draft because you're not getting anything out of that. You're not getting anything there. So you got 7 sacks on the season. You got 80-something million overall. Yeah. No, it's not going to work for me.
I would say maybe Dallas trades for him, or maybe Minnesota because they have the space available.
I'll put him on a block tomorrow. I'll put him on a block as soon as the season's over. Goodbye.
Yeah, I don't see guys trading for him, but we'll see what happens. But I mean, a lot of this is going to fall on the new coach and who we hire, and we got to get the right guy. We got to get the perfect guy, because if we don't, we're going to immediately go into rebuild with a Josh Allen in his prime, we're going to have to put a lot more on if we don't get the right guy.
Well, we'll see in the next few days, Cuzzo, whether who's going to be getting interviewed. I'm sure they're going to be lining interviews up and scheduling some interviews, and we'll find out what's going on. As we find out, we will let you know, as Jay Reezy is behind the scenes watching everything and going to give it to you right here on Buffalo Against the World. Cuzzo, as for Sean McDermott, it's farewell. It's move on time. And the beat goes on. And the owner made this decision, and we have to stick with it. Look, on the bright side,
Nice plug.
The bright side is, let's see. Look what's going on with the Sabres. They got rid of the GM. They won 13 out of 15 games, and they're on a roll. They're second in their conference right now. In their division. And like it's really turned around. Sometimes you gotta let some fire into a team for things to change. So McDermott was beloved here in Buffalo. He did great things here, but ultimately could not get over the hump. We completely agree that Brandon Beane should have walked with him, but that was not the decision by the owner, and he survived that onslaught. So it's going to be some changes coming. Hopefully we see some changes to the defense and we see some upgrades on the offense. And hopefully we get us an offensive-minded coach this time to really propel Josh Allen into winning the Super Bowl.
All right. My final thought is, Coach Sean McDermott, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for taking this team that you got dumped into your lap and changed it into a championship caliber team. Thank you for hanging in there through the good times, through the bad times. Thank you for turning this team into a powerhouse again. Thank you for restoring the stampede that is the Buffalo Bills. So thank you very, very much. Much respect to you, Coach. Thank you.
Yep, it's been a great ride. This is Kulu and Cuzin Brad. We're 12 minutes over our time. This is Buffalo Against the World. We will see you soon as we get updates. One love, everybody.
This is Buffalo Against the World Sports Talk with Kulu and
Cuzin Brad.
Bills Mafia. It's our time.
Act like you know, baby.
Act like you know.
Against the world. Let's get it.
High, big BS7, man. Buffalo against the world, man. It takes on anybody. It's against the world. It's us against the world. Buffalo against the world. Buffalo against the world, man. Buffalo against the world. I know what's going on, man. We out here. We outside, man. We outside.
Buffalo against the world.
The mafia, the fan base that adopt me. On Sundays we are not cool, any other days we're Robert. We heaven sent, we're Hamlin win. We spoke to God and said thanks though. Have a cool year.